One of Vice President Sara Duterte's biggest legal challenges has just suffered a major setback. In a unanimous decision, the Supreme Court dismissed the petitions questioning the early stages of her impeachment proceedings. Does this mean the impeachment case is over? Not exactly. What the High Court decided could have a significant impact on where this case goes next, and why the focus is now shifting entirely to the Senate. The Supreme Court unanimously dismissed 2 petitions challenging the impeachment proceedings at the House of Representatives, one filed by Vice President Sara Duterte herself, and another by lawyer Israelito Torreon and his co-petitioners. The Supreme Court did not decide whether the allegations against the Vice President were true or false. Instead, it ruled that the petitions had already become moot because the House of Representatives had already completed its constitutional role. The Articles of Impeachment had already been approved and transmitted to the Senate, meaning the impeachment process had already moved to its next stage. In simple terms, the court said there was no longer anything left to stop at the House level because that part of the process had already been completed. According to the Supreme Court, once the Articles of Impeachment were transmitted, the Senate officially assumed jurisdiction as the impeachment court. Any questions about the earlier House proceedings would no longer change the fact that the trial is already underway in the Senate. Senate Impeachment Court spokesperson Reginald Tongol said the ruling confirms that the Senate now has exclusive jurisdiction over the impeachment trial. He explained that the impeachment court begins its work independently and is not tasked with relitigating disputes over how the House conducted its proceedings. Meanwhile, members of the House prosecution panel also welcomed the ruling. House Prosecutor Terry Ryden said the decision effectively ends the debate over whether the House committee hearings were a so-called fishing expedition. According to him, the legal battle should now move away from procedural challenges before the Supreme Court and toward the presentation of evidence before the Senate Impeachment Court. Of course, this ruling does not end the impeachment case. The senator judges will still hear the evidence, consider the arguments of both the prosecution and the defense, and eventually vote on whether to convict or acquit Vice President Sara Duterte. What the Supreme Court's decision does is clarify one important point. The legal challenges against the House proceedings will no longer stop a trial that has already advanced to the Senate. The question is, what will happen inside the Senate Impeachment Court in the days ahead?